Alright everyone, it's your boy again, not Sasuke here, back at it again with another new spanking hot what if video. For y'all. As today, we have a second part for what if Naruto was Kubo. As where we last left off, Naruto had just returned after 5 years on the moon. In the Moon Kingdom. He is now back on the Earth, marching towards the Leaf Village. While Naruto is halfway there, he then says, "Aunts, I summon thee." As suddenly 2 dark shadowy presences are summoned. As it is nighttime, so they can come out. As the 2 basically then say, yes, Naruto. As he then says, "This village is responsible for all of the pain that I used to feel, which I of course cannot feel anymore. But I want to destroy it," he says. As they then say, "Of course, Naruto." Hold on. If he doesn't know what EZGGN means, it says EZ. Get good, noob. But back to the what if. As the 2 sisters, basically, one of them flies to the left, as the other flies to the right. As Naruto is going directly forward. His blade, sword unbreakable, is basically slicing everything it touches, including the ground. As we go to the Leaf Village gates, as there is a knock on the gate. As Shikamaru and Choji are operating the gates. As Choji hears a knock on the gate, as he then says, "Huh? See who's there." As they look over the gate, they look underneath the gate, but they see a person in a giant hooded cloak, as they come down to open the gate. As they basically begin opening the gate, as they are expecting, a normal looking person, and just in a sort of robe, just walking in, shivering. However, what they see is a metal hand. Is a metal hand opening I'm pushing through the gate. A metal hand connected to a gauntlet as this person has 2 metal gauntlets and 2 metal boots. As they then say, "Who are you? Take off your armor, or else." As then Naruto then says, "Or else what, mortal?" As they then say, "Mortal," as Naruto peeks his eye through the door. As they look at Naruto's eye, which quite literally looks like a moon. Oh, and that blue stuff you see out of it coming from his eye, that is the power radiating off of his eye, not tears, by the way. Okay, just wanted to make sure you knew that. As Naruto then says, it's very nice seeing you. Kubo, it's very nice returning. Yes. I think I'll make an example out of you two first, he says. As they then say, "What the? Who are you?" As then Naruto says, "You really don't remember me, huh? Fine. Then how about this?" As Naruto enters through the gate entirely and is in front of both Shikamaru and Choji, as he pulls out a guitar. As he then begins strumming the instrument, as suddenly the wind around them picks up, as suddenly a ginormous array of water begins swirling around them. As Naruto then says, as the 2 buffoons, Shikamaru and Choji stood blindly in the face of the mysterious warrior who was narrating this whole event. As he played and strummed his guitar, the elements around them began to move as while he is narrating this, he basically begins, and there's basically now folded origami in front of them. One of Naruto, and one that looks like Naruto, strumming his guitar. I'm strumming his instrument. And the other 2, Shikamaru and Choji, are in front. As Naruto then says, however, just as they connected the dots, little did they realize it was too late. As at the same time, Naruto and the origami Naruto rush at Shikamaru and Choji, as Shikamaru tries to use his shadow possession jutsu. Or at least try to use shadows to his aid. As Naruto says, Shikamaru Nara tried to use his shadow manipulation, and tried to manipulate the shadows to help him or possess the mysterious stranger and mysterious warrior. However, it was of no avail. It was to no avail, as the mysterious stranger would pull out his weapon, sword unbreakable, from its sheath, as he would unsheath the blade and dash at Choji, and at the fat one known as Choji. As Choji would try to use his expansion jutsu to try and fight off against, and would try to expand or grow in size to try and fight off against. And it's the mysterious warrior. However, the mysterious warrior strummed his guitar even louder as the ground itself beneath them would begin to shake. As the stranger would grab the sword Unbreakable and would dash and would rush directly at both of them. This time, water and waves would be coming out of the blade as he would slice through the air, and behind them destroy an entire shopping district. As the mysterious warrior would then slash again, this time hitting Choji's arm. Therefore, Choji's arm would fall off and dissipate into moonlight. Choji would scream out in pain as the mysterious stranger and the mysterious warrior would then slash and decapitate Choji, as Naruto would rush over and, do exactly as I said. As the Origami Naruto has defeated the Origami Choji, as Shikamaru and Origami Shikamaru are basically trying to escape. As the mysterious warrior then says, as Naruto then says, the mysterious warrior could see Shikamaru Nara try to escape, as his attempts of fighting were to no avail. However, the mysterious warrior would charge after him, and then with one fell slash, end his life. As Naruto would grab his katana and slice Shikamaru Nara in half, as he'd then dissipate into moonlight. As Naruto would then say, and that was only a mere demonstration. As he would then say, however, the mysterious stranger had just defeated both Shikamaru Nara and Choji. A third foe would watch from the distance. However, this mysterious warrior would command the waves and teleport behind the third opponent, as Sasuke Uchiha would turn around preparing to fight. As then he would get basically punched in the back. As Naruto would then say, however, the mysterious ranger had used his tactics and had used his genius to confuse and befuddle the almighty Sasuke Uchiha, the real nine-tailed Jinchuriki himself. As Sasuke would basically go into his mindscape and say, "Hey, Fox, wake up! Demon Fox, awaken!" As he would wake up Kurama, who was trying to sleep. As Kurama would then say, "What do you want, bratty Uchiha?" As he'd then say, who is that? As, well, Kurama would then say, who is who? As Sasuke would point out of the mindscape and would point out to where they could see either the mindscape and say, that person. They have some sort of weird blade they have some sort of weird sword that can that can spawn water from it. They can teleport, or they're extremely fast, and for some reason they're narrating everything, almost as if it's as in Sasuke would stop, a story, as he would then remember the boy on his team 5 years ago. Naruto Uzumaki, a boy with brown hair, with short brown hair and red clothes. Only one eye, As Naruto would then say, just as Sasuke Uchiha had figured it out. Just as Sasuke Uchiha had figured out who the mysterious warrior was, he came out of his mindscape to duel the mysterious and to fight the mysterious warrior, also known as in Sasuke would say, Naruto. Hold on. Also known as in Sasuke would say, Naruto. But how? I killed you. I remember shoving you off into the depths. I remember shoving you off the bridge. How did you not die? As then Naruto would then say, As the mysterious warrior, or now addressed as Naruto, would then stare at Sasuke, revealing to him what was once the curse which made him weak, but now a symbol of power. As Naruto would stare at Sasuke with his eye, as Sasuke could see some sort of cyan energy cracking through Naruto's face, as his eye quite literally looked like a moon. As then Sasuke said, what the hell? As he would dash over at Naruto, as Naruto would then say, as Sasuke Uchiha was confused, he would try to battle against against Naruto Uzumaki. However, to no avail was any of his efforts. Even as Naruto Uzumaki said this, Sasuke Uchiha would go into a full-on Biju Sage mode, trying to defeat Naruto. However, it was to no avail. As Sasuke would go as Naruto was saying this, Sasuke would go into his Biju Sage mode and try to attack Naruto. As Naruto then said, no matter what he did, it was always useless. And no matter what Sasuke did, it was always useless against Naruto. Just as Sasuke called Naruto useless and a demon. As Naruto would then say, Now, as now, as Naruto would then command, and would then strum his guitar even faster, thus creating and commanding an entire stack of over 50,000 pieces of paper to create an entire era, an entire realm, an entire arena, as suddenly all sorts of colored pieces of paper would surround the two, as they would be on a floating or arena made of paper. As in front of the two, there would be two origami figures. One with long black hair and one blue eye with moon armor on, and the sword unbreakable. And the other would be Sasuke Uchiha, as Sasuke would jump towards him. As then Naruto would say, Sasuke Uchiha would try to stop his fate from being sealed. However, it was too late. The very day that however, little did Sasuke Uchiha know that his fate was sealed when he made Naruto fall all into the watery depths below the bridge 5 years ago. 6 years ago. As Naruto and Sasuke would battle, of course Naruto would be winning, and due to his surprisingly overpowered strength. As Sasuke would be wondering, what the hell? It's almost as if anything he says happens. That's dangerous. As in Naruto would then say, as Sasuke then discovered what Naruto was doing, manipulating reality itself by just saying exactly what would happen. As Naruto would leap over and attack Sasuke with the sword unbreakable. As the sword unbreakable would slash directly through Sasuke's katana, for it was unbreakable. And Naruto would have created a giant water dragon from his blade. Just as Naruto said, a water dragon would form out of his blade. As Sasuke would then say, "The hail, man! The hail!" As Naruto would then say, as Sasuke standing there, dumbfounded, Naruto Uzumaki grabbed his blade and slashed it down. Therefore, the giant water dragon would rise up and then bite down on Sasuke, making him dissipate into moonlight. However, this entire battle was against a shadow clone of Sasuke, as the real Sasuke was watching from the safety of his home. I was watching through the shadow clone's eyes. As Sasuke would basically have been in... Well, Sasuke would have basically been in the Uchiha compound, as he would be terrified. As the Naruto would say, however, no matter what Sasuke Uchiha did, even if he created 1,000 shadow clones and sent every single one of them to fight off against Naruto individually, Naruto would always find Sasuke and would one day destroy him permanently. as well. Naruto would walk a bit further into the Leaf Village, as then suddenly a pink trash can would walk up and would rush over at Naruto and try to punch him, as she would say, "Demon, die!" As Naruto then began strumming his guitar, as he then say, "Hey, a new just as Naruto thought that he would, just as Naruto thought that it would have been a simple, easy kill, a simple, easy night, and he could actually get ramen. A fourth opponent would appear here from the shadows, as it would be Sakura Haruno, the weakest one in the Leaf Village. Her abilities were to heal a fish, and had just a tiny bit of enhanced strength. However, compared to Naruto, no matter what anyone had no one could best him now." As she would then say, "Hey, what are you blathering on about, you demon?" As Naruto would then say, as Naruto then strummed his guitar as fast as possible. As Naruto then strummed his guitar, this time fastly paced, as he then created two ginormous bowls out of black paper, and had them charge at her, and had them charge at Sakura, as no matter what Sakura did, she could not defeat him. Hold on. Sorry about that. As both the black bowls made of paper would charge at Sakura. As Naruto would then say, Sakura barely dodges the bowls. However, she then calls in backup, thinking that it will now be an easy battle. Just as Naruto says this, she calls in Ino, Tenten, Hinata, and Hinabi, along with a couple others. As Naruto then says, however, little did they know that Naruto himself had also brought in backup. As the two would then, and as everyone would be confused, as they'd think, wait, he has backup? Who would want to be his backup? As then suddenly, what appeared to be a claw/grappling hook grabbed Ino and tossed her against a wall. As then two katanas, and as then a katana was thrown out of nowhere and slashed Hinata's cheek. As then the claw/grappling hook would retract and would retract back and would retract, as suddenly the sword would fly back into where it came from. As then the two sisters would appear right next to Naruto, as he'd then say, hey, Naruto would then introduce to them his backup, his aunts. As one would wield two katanas, and the other would wield a kama and grappling hook. As Naruto would then begin to strum his guitar, this time gently. As Naruto would then say, hey, a barrage like tsunami of paper would then fall from the ground, and would then fall down to the ground, as suddenly a ginormous paper skeleton would appear in front of, and would appear behind Naruto and his two aunts. Basically, everyone would then say, "The hell? What even is this power?" As then Sasuke would appear and say, Naruto appears to have gotten some sort of new power that anything he says comes and happens, basically. As Naruto would then say, as Sasuke would say this, as Naruto would still be strumming his guitar, as Sasuke would then think of a way to try and defeat Naruto, as he would then think of trying to block Naruto's mouth. However, little did they know. There was no possible way to block Naruto's mouth. Just from his mouth, but his very thoughts. As long as Naruto could think or even existed, there would be no defeating him, and there would be no way to turn off his power. As Naruto would then say, as Naruto then rummed his guitar quickly and fast-paced, as he would then stomp on the ground, as pillars of stone would rise up and punch underneath everyone and fling them onto the ground and into some walls. Just as then Naruto would reach from his sheath the sword Unbreakable, as it would then glow with a holy flame that was like water, and with a holy sort of water that was like fire, as he would then rush in and slash through every single one of the foes, as they would all then dissipate into moonlight. As Naruto would then sheath back his blade and stop strumming his guitar, as Naruto would put his guitar and would attach his guitar onto his back and would stop narrating. As Naruto would then say, "Behold, I've defeated the strongest warriors in the Leaf Village, or at least those that are still loyal, or at least those I wanted to." As Naruto would then say, "Oh wait, I forgot. It appears I've forgotten one. Kakashi Hatake." As Naruto would unsheath his blade and take out his guitar, as he would then teleport in front and behind Kakashi, as he'd say, "Hey," as Kakashi Hatake was just more thinking about his childhood friend Rin and his other friend Obito's deaths. His thinking process would be interrupted by a mysterious warrior, and by them, a mysterious warrior who had murdered every other strong warrior in the Leaf Village, including Sasuke Uchiha. As then Kakashi would, as Naruto would then, as Kakashi would then say, "Huh? Who are you?" As Naruto would then say, Kakashi was as dazed and confused on who this mysterious warrior was. As the mysterious warrior would whistle, as Kakashi would be attacked from behind. As Kakashi would turn around from behind and would be attacked from the left. As Naruto would then say, however, Kakashi fell for one of the oldest blunders in the book. Listening to someone's words, expecting them to be exactly true. However, little did he know that they were false. As Kakashi would then say, "Who are you? Enough with the mind games." As Naruto would then say, "Hey, the mysterious warrior then said to Kakashi that there was no such thing, and that he was not playing mind games, and that he was there to kill him as a token of revenge." As the mysterious warrior would then say, "Think of it as blood for blood." As Kakashi would then think, it appears that guitar is being used to is some sort of conduit. Maybe if as then Kakashi would create a Chidori and slice through and basically destroy the guitar. As Naruto would then say, Kakashi thought he had had defeated Naruto. However, the guitar reattached itself almost instantly, as the mysterious warrior would begin strumming the guitar even more violent than he's ever had on Earth before. As suddenly the wind and waves would begin to swirl around the two, as a great battle would ensue. As Kakashi would try to use his Mangekyo Sharingan to try and defeat Naruto, and to try and defeat the mysterious warrior. However, the mysterious warrior would then punch the ground, thus allowing it to updrift, and to drift upwards and knock Kakashi backwards into a wall. As Kakashi would then think, what is this guy? He appears to have some sort of power. Anything that he thinks, and anything that he says or even thinks of happens. As Naruto would then say, just as Sasuke, a Uchiha, had figured it out, so had Kakashi Hatake. However, the mysterious stranger would then unsheath his blade, the sword unbreakable, as he would then dash towards Kakashi Hatake, with his blade made fully ready. As Kakashi would then use his strongest move, as Kakashi would then a purple lightning blade, as he would rush over to Naruto and try to stop him, and try to attack him. As Naruto would then say how Kakashi would use his strongest attack, the purple lightning blade. However, the sword unbreakable, getting its name for a reason, would slice through the purple lightning, and also through Kakashi's, and also directly through Kakashi. As Naruto would then say, hey, the mysterious stranger, also known as Naruto, would then resheath his blade, and would then resheath the sword unbreakable, and and stopped strumming his guitar, as he then hoisted back onto his back, and back onto his back, and would stop narrating. As Naruto would then say, fool. Foolish, foolish. I really thought that they would have gotten at least a tiny bit stronger. Oh well. Now, let's see. How about, as Naruto would then say, hey, how should I destroy this village? How should I destroy it? As he then unsheathed the sword Unbreakable, and would say, hey, I got it. Moonstyle, as he'd then say, Moonstyle, and as he'd then say, a Midnight Style, and Twilight Style, Midnight Slash. As suddenly Naruto's blade would begin to glow, as it would become about 10 times its length and size, as Naruto would then lash just one single sideways slash, and the entire Leaf Village would rumble down, as Naruto would say, pathetic. I really expected more from the strongest village on the earth. I mean, all of the five nations. But what can you get from? What can you get from fighting weaklings? A weak fight. As Naruto would then say, oh well, looks like revenge has been served. But before I go, as Naruto would then resheath his blade, as he would float upward in front of the entire Leaf Village, as he would then say, "Hey, survivors of Konohagakure, you may know me as Naruto Uzumaki the Demon, but know this. I am no demon. In fact, I am quite the opposite. I am a god, a purely immortal being, with power far beyond anything you could comprehend. After all, I have defeated the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki quite easily. If any of you were to fight me, you would die in less than a second." As Naruto would then say, anything I desire or want to happen will become a reality. As Naruto would then say, hey, I can wish for anyone's death. I can wish to best anyone in battle. Anything I want happens. As Naruto would then say, hey, just know that you have made yourself enemy. Just know that 6 years ago, you made yourselves enemies. Of the soon to be new Moon King, who once his grandfather retires from the throne, will bring forth an entire armada of divine weaponry amongst your entire planet, and amongst your amongst your entire land, as the fire nation. As the elemental nation of fire will be no more. Or, as Naruto would then say, that is all I wanted to say, now goodbye. As he'd stomp on the ground, and as Naruto would basically jump up and begin flying. As Naruto would then fly upward, and I'm back onto the moon. I'm back into the... Basically, he would fly back into them. I'm onto the moon. As Naruto would say, Naruto would look at his grandfather. As Naruto's grandfather, either the old or Raiden and Uzumaki would then say, Naruto, Naruto, you're back already. How was your little stroll? As Naruto then said, weak. Just as I thought, no one is strong enough to fight me. As the old man would then say, I expected as much. After all, you are my grandson. After all, you are my grandson and my heir. Speaking of which, soon I will retire the throne onto you. However, in order for you to officially take the throne, you will need... However, in order for you to officially take the throne, well... No, as he would then say, I will soon retire from the throne, as you will become the new Moon King. As you will become the new Moon King. As Naruto would then say, yes, grandfather. As the old man would then say, and as Raiden would then say, also, find yourself a woman, or someone, please. It pains me to see you alone. I still do think that your aunts would make quite lovely wives. But, well, your choice, I guess. As Naruto would then say, oh wait, I'm still waiting for the right moment. And I'm still waiting for the right one, grandfather. As Raiden would then say, understandable. Goodbye. Now, you may go back to your home. And now you may go back to your, house. As Naruto would basically then say, yes, grandfather. As Naruto would walk to a ginormous floating temple. As Naruto would walk in, and he would say, and as Naruto would then pretty much float up a long thing of stairs, and would fall asleep. As that's where I'm ending this part off. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want. And tell me a ship, please. I beg of thee. Tell me a ship, please, 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 please. And goodbye.